matchups tonight. Right off the bat, 125-pounders. Trevor Mastrogiovanni and Brody Teske. Couldn't spit it out there up front. Teske beat Mastrogiovanni 6-0 in the NCAA tournament last year, but Mastrogiovanni's unbeaten this year.
He is undefeated, and he's looking good, and this should be one of the best matches of the evening.
And we're starting off right now, underway at 125 pounds as they get started a little bit earlier than we thought. The other matchup we're going to highlight later is 184, Dakota Gear, the 9th-ranked Cowboy, against the 4th-ranked Panther, Parker Keckeisen, who beat Gear last year. And that'll be a great matchup when we get to 184. But this one, Mastrogiovanni unbeaten and in a leg quickly. Teske fighting it.
He's got good leverage there. If he can work to the backside, there it is.
Mastrogiovanni much more confident on his feet this year, it seems, Leroy.
He's really improved in all areas, actually, on his feet, on bottom, on top. He's making progress.
Well, you know, they say, and you hear people say all the time in every sport, that your second year in the lineup as a starter is when you make your biggest jump, usually.
And you're so much more effective when you can score in all three positions, as we well know. Many people don't try to work on top as much as if you get somebody that can really pop up, they're going to let you go. But he's trying to improve in all areas. And that was a nice escape there by Teske.
Teske, 40 seconds riding time. Teske beat Mastrogiovanni 6-0 in the NCAA tournament last year. Teske's only lost 2 matches this year. He's 7-2. And as we said, Mastrogiovanni 10-0. He's the sophomore from Sparta, New Jersey, out of Blair Academy. Well, world-renowned high school program. Teske's from Duncombe, Iowa. And he also is a sophomore.
He has a nice single snatch, no ankle pick snatch there. See if he can finish it here. Got to get him to the mat, get weight on the hands, and see if Mastrogiovanni can keep his balance. He did, but if he can get a reverse here, it's going to even itself out.
There's 2 in the escape. So we're tied at 3. Good shot, as you said, by Teske, and almost a reverse for Mastrogiovanni, but not quite. So a good battle as we expected here. 30 seconds left in the first, and we're tied. Might mention, just in case someone tuned in tonight thinking they were going to see Iowa State. Originally, Iowa State was wrestling Oklahoma State tonight. The Northern Iowa match was tomorrow, but due to some scheduling conflicts, they flip-flopped those matches.
He's got to beat the clock here, and he did. Got it quick. Right at the end of the period here. We got 5 seconds left in the first.
5-3. Mastrogiovanni, and those end of the period takedowns are huge.
Nice aggressive snatch there on that single, and then turned it into a double. Got to build that lead. That's what you got to do. You got to keep wrestling in college wrestling if you want to get better.
Mastrogiovanni chooses bottom to start the second. The referee tonight is Carlos Mansell out of South Carolina, and the assistant or mat official is Pete Nankowitz out of Missouri. So 5-3 Mastrogiovanni, and he had a lot of trouble scoring early in matches last year, so I'm sure John Smith is happy to see him have 2 takedowns in the first period against a quality opponent.
Hard worker. Both these wrestlers come from good wrestling backgrounds and hard workers.
You got a Blair Academy product and an Iowa wrestler, and those are both places where they know wrestling. Stall warning against Teske. Did not attempt to take him back to the mat, or was it for running him off the mat? I'm not sure which version, but a stall warning nevertheless.
back to his feet here, and that's always good because it does put the pressure on the top man to either bring you back to the mat or let you go. And sometimes it serves you better to let him go rather than get called for stalling, another stalling call, if that's be the case.
So riding time is even now. It's a good ride here by Teske so far. Almost gave up the escape once, but they go off with 1:07 remaining. Mastrogiovanni leading 5-3. Now, a ride out of this period would give Teske more than a minute, give him about 1:15. This is where he did a great job against Mastrogiovanni last year. Never let him get away.
Yeah, he pinches the leg real well with his two knees there and keeps him down. But here is where you want hand control on bottom. He needs a switch or something like that to get his hips out and get some momentum that will allow him to break the lock on that Teske's using to keep him in his grasp.
42 seconds left in the period. Still 5-3 on the board, but Teske's got 34 seconds riding time. He's working hard on that.
And it's hard to keep a man down and do what Teske's doing here continuously, but he's doing a good job.
Master, you got to watch that. Almost Teske trying to get back points. He came close, but never could really get him past 90. Now Mastrogiovanni working for a reverse, but time's getting short, down to 20 seconds. Teske just a great second period ride. If he can get out to start the third in less than 15 seconds, we basically have a tie match at that point.
We're looking for takedowns to win the match in the third.
So Teske rides it out and has 1:15 riding time. The score still 5-3. Teske's choice. So let's see the strategies here.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if Mastrogiovanni tries to ride him. Because you could subject yourself to a reversal there, and he hasn't been able to have much success getting away, so you don't want him to reverse. You'd want to let him go.
Might want to try to get over 15 seconds. No, he lets him go. I thought he might try to get it just under a minute. So the escape makes it 5-4. Teske with 1:09 riding time. So in effect, a tie.
The advantage on the one. This is where it pays off in the third.
Who's got the most juice left and who's going to take a good shot, not a bad shot? Because I'm sure they know it's basically a tie match right now. Mastrogiovanni, a good shot. Dives in, stack position. Trying to clear his head and turn into Teske. Teske hanging on to the feet.
Picking up those ankles makes it a little tougher for the Mastrogiovanni's position to
now he's making
maneuver around to get his arm through there. He gets his arm through here. Now he's going to get the leverage on him.
Didn't quite have it. Crowd wants to, but he didn't
have it. He needs to work toward the head if he wants to get the takedown, but now it could come out the other way. Look at this.
Wow, what a great scramble.
Yep.
Mastrogiovanni with 35 seconds left trying to turn in. Can't do it. Teske fought off that, and now he's trying to turn in and get control. Both trying to get to the backside of the other wrestler and can't do it.
See his stalemate there.
Wow. 23 seconds remaining, and we are tied counting the riding time. It's 1:09 in favor of Teske, so it's in effect.
So takedown does it, whether it's here or whether it's in overtime.
Yeah. And one thing we should mention, if they do go sudden victory, it's 2 minutes this year.
Nice single there again.
Good shot. 12 seconds left. Sprawl by Mastrogiovanni, throws in a hip lock, and he's out of there. 5 seconds. What I was about to say is we go to sudden victory at 5-5. Is this year they changed the sudden victory period to 2 minutes when it previously had been 1 minute. So great tight match as you would expect.
2 minutes on the clock for second period. Eliminated.
At the riding time wiped off the board, 5-5 on the scoreboard, and 2 minutes on the clock, and we're good to go.
First place for the score wins the bout.
Oh, there's a good
the aggressor.
shot by Teskey.
He's the aggressor. Yep. No. Oh, he waited
Oh,
too
he
long.
got, oh no,
He called
some-
the,
who's got who?
oh, wow. There it is.
And there's 2 for Matt. No 2.
No.
Wow,
No
I thought he was
points
going to
yet.
give 2 right there.
Oh, there's a protest out.
Teskey almost had 2. We'll see how that challenge goes. Man, oh man, oh man. And they're still scrambling, and Teskey still has Master Giovanni struggling here. Some great scrambling there.
Oh, yeah. We'll get they'll be taking a look at that.
Doug Schwab in Northern Iowa wants to protest. He thought his man had 2. John Smith's over arguing him to the official. I'm not sure what his saying is. Maybe he wanted the action to continue because he thought his man had a little more juice, maybe. I don't know. You know, that could have been 2, and it also could have been 2
Here we go.
plus more.
Take a look
for
at
Master
this. There's the
Giovanni.
low single, and he picks it up to the mat, and maybe it looked to me like that was 2 when he touched the mat.
Maybe because it continually rolled. Is that why they didn't call it? Tough to tell. And then it looked like
I could go with the referee if he gave him 2 on that.
Sure.
Because I don't think it takes any reaction time. But if he doesn't, we'll see him scramble it out again.
Let's see. After review. Call stands, no points, so we're still going with 1:16 left in the sudden victory. Doug Schwab, NCAA champ in 1999 at 141, and as brother Mark, 2 years later, won in 2001, beat a young freshman from Oklahoma State named Johnny Thompson in a tight match. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think the person that gets to the leg here is going to, I think the aggressor is where I'd put the percentages.
Well, they have battled on their feet, and they have battled in the scrambles. And it all goes back to Teskey's second period rideout that put him right back in the match. 40 seconds left in sudden victory 1. Watch out. And there's 2 for Master Giovanni. Wow, a counter move. 129 into the sudden victory, and he wins it 7-5. What a great match. Cowboys lead the duel 3-0. Dayton Fix, who's unbeaten for this year, looking to extend that record out as he comes out against Biscaglia, and that is Kyle Biscaglia, the sophomore, 13-6. Fix is 10-0 from Sand Springs, a junior. And Biscaglia is from Waukee, Iowa. It's W-A-U-K-E-E, 13-6 record, also a sophomore.
Dayton, his last few matches, really started to pick it up. He was a little sluggish, a little slow, coming off a lot of freestyle wrestling, even as late as the fall, to wrestling in the World Championships. After the Olympic Games, they had a World Championships in the fall in Scandinavia, and he was runner-up at the World Championships in style wrestling.
And you called it because not only is he started to dominate again like this, but he's pinning people too. You know, usually he'd be more major decision tech fall guy, and I love to see it when guys get up by 10 or 12. Try to pin the other guy. Don't just take down, let up, go for a tech fall. Go for the pin. Well,
The guy's doing a good job of you know, using his body. He's taller. He's Biscaglia is trying to use his leverage as much as he can to keep Dayton from scoring.
Fix are thickly powerful, very quick. Different body types here.
He's a good hand fighter, so he'll break him down, break through the defense here. The hand fighting.
He's controlling the head is Fix and getting a couple of snaps in there, which has Biscaglia very defensive, and there's a good duck under right there too.
Nice high crotch. Came up off his feet. Almost looks like a duck under, but
yeah,
it's not. It was a high crotch.
I call them the same thing for some reason. I don't know why, because they look so similar to me.
Especially when they come up off the mat like that, and you've got one of two choices: either to post them down, crack down, or to come up like he did there. And that's usually your first option that you want, is to come to your feet.
Fix with a power half.
Stretching him out here. He's running at half, like you were saying. He's really trying to put pressure on top now. He's got some falls here under his belt already this season.
He's turned on the power the last few duels that we've seen him in. And
he's got to get
power half again.
Yeah, he's got to sink it a little. Well, just a little tough when you get somebody that has that kind of flexibility. And
rides it out for the 2-0 lead in 1:07 riding time.
Here we go with the high crotch, head up, follows it around, follows the hip. Backside.
Good job, 2-0. Fix chooses bottom. But Biscaglia stayed in the match so far. That's good. Some of these guys against Fix have been giving up 3 takedowns, you know, in the first period, and the route is on. Fix to his feet. And a roll through, and there's a reverse. Nice one.
The little cartwheel where he hip heist over there, and he's got really good function with his hips and control. And now he's leg riding, going to try to stretch him out again.
As we said, Fix has 4 falls, a tech fall, and a couple of major decisions.
He's running a
victory.
Power half in here from a tripod.
Yep.
Taking the support away from.
Yeah, Biscaglia says, wait a minute, that's not fair. Get a base and keep to it. He does still have his legs planted on the ground, does Biscaglia, but he can go nowhere, and so official Carlos Mansell calls a stalemate.
Tripod here, and then he hip iced over.
When he first started into that move, I thought it was going to be a Granby, but then he did the hip heist in the middle.
And he keeps his legs together real well there, so he doesn't get caught up. And
Biscaglia is kind of just sitting there now, like I'm not sure what to try. I don't want to get caught in something.
Usually when somebody balls up like that, you've got to tilt them, you've got to cradle them. If you can't stretch him out, he's better off letting him go and taking him down and trying to catch him with a takedown to his back.
Stalemate call. Fix expressing a little frustration to the official, and he's got 2:08 riding time.
Yeah, he needs bonus points. He wants bonus points, and you're going to have to find a way to score points. So I wouldn't spend much time, if I were him, on the mat.
Again, right off the whistle, Fix off to the left side. There's the stall warning on Biscaglia. I said Biscaglia a while ago, my apologies. Stall warning on Biscaglia for kind of balling up again, just scrunching up and sitting there. Now he's getting to a base and a tripod, then 4-point for a moment. Fix throws in the legs. Gonna need a lot of riding time, but only 15 seconds left in the period, and the match is still just 4-0.
Puts the flankers in again, and what he's having a hard time doing is getting him off his base. And he can't stretch him out, and that's what you want to do, is you want to take the support away.
So he rides him out. It's 4-0 with 2:51 riding time. And let's see what Biscaglia's choice is.
I don't think there's any question you want to take down.
Yeah,
As long as he's not turning you, that's what you would want to do to keep him from beating you by bonus points.
Be curious to see if Fix says, let's just let him go and start from our feet. And he does signal optional start, releases him. So 4-1. Fix goes back to work on his feet. Remember, Biscaglia does have a stalling warning, so he can't sit back too much without getting hit some more. But I don't think you'll see him be that aggressive on his feet. Head snap tried by, oh, I say that, and he goes right in for a nice leg shot. Good shot by Biscaglia.
Fix goes right into a counter over the top where he's using some of his acrobatic skills.
Kind of locked up here, and there's a stalemate called with 1:22 to go. Of course, the riding time is already locked up. So in effect, a 5-1 score right now. See if Biscaglia takes another shot. I like the fact that he did. He says, hey, I'm not out of this. It's, you know, it's not out of reach.
Well, it's probably what he should be doing to keep him from scoring too.
Biscaglia didn't want to really connect there. Snap by Fix, not there. 50 seconds left. Good shot by Biscaglia, so he's hanging right in there, not giving up. Fix with the underhook. And stalemate called with 37 seconds left.
Knee tap would be good there for Fix. Tip and spin. You know, gotta try some different things to break through someone's defense.
Let's see what they do here. Only 23 seconds left. Shot by Fix, gets to the right leg. But Biscaglia kicks away.
15 seconds remaining, third period.
Surprisingly close score.
Yep, he went out and did his job to keep the match close.
And Kyle Biscaglia, ranked 24th, holds number 2 ranked Dayton Fix to a 5-1 final with the 2:51 riding time. That'll make the Cowboys leading the duel now 6-0. Good solid win for Fix, but not the dominance that we thought. So we're ready for the 141 pounders. After this, Cowboys lead at 6-0. You're watching Big 12.
Year here coming up, and we look toward February and toward the conference championships. They want to see progress now in a consistent way.
But we're ready for the 141 pounders. This is an excellent matchup. These guys are basically evenly ranked. Numbers 21 and 23. For Oklahoma State, number 21, Carter Young. He's a true freshman.
Yeah, it should be a good match.
Stillwater, yeah. And then for Northern Iowa, the 141 pounder coming out here is Colin Realbuto, 11-5. Also, he's a sophomore. And I beg your pardon, I said 21 and 23. It depends on which ranking you're
Yeah, this
looking.
is Happel.
This is Hoppel.
Hoppel.
This is Hoppel, not Realbuto.
Nice shot there.
I beg your pardon, in the dark, I skipped a weight. It'd be nice if they leave the lights on.
Hoppel, he's from Lisbon, Iowa.
Yes, and he's 14-5, and he's a freshman, and Young's a freshman, so quick 2-1 lead by Carter Young with the takedown.
Recognize Lisbon, that's where Royce Alger is from, and Brian Smith coached there for a long time, NCAA champion.
National
from
champion.
the 70s, and when Iowa was getting started on its roll.
Good shot again by Young, and Hoppel trying to fight it off.
Nice single again, Temp, but he's got to get, limp arm.
Nice job by Young. He's up 4-1. And a true freshman. He's struggled at times, but he's looked very good at times. Very talented wrestler. Escaped by Hoppel, makes it 4-2. You were visiting with Hoppel in the wrestling room before, and he knows a lot of those good Lisbon products.
That's right.
Including Brian Smith, you mentioned, been coaching at Lisbon for a long time.
Yep, very successful coach there. And I would have guessed that Brian was from Iowa, but he was telling me he was from Illinois. I didn't know that. Shame on me.
Good shot in there by Hoppel, but Carter reaches through the crotch trying to flip him over and trying to work toward the corner, get the feet locked up. Making some progress.
And what you want to do here is grab the wrist and act like you got a ride on here. That's what he's doing now.
Takedowns by Young here with the first 2 minutes of the first period, and he's up 6-2.
Well, you know, we saw some pretty amazing feats out of Carter in the World Team Trials, where he was wrestling senior level wrestlers and defeating some really, you know, multiple All-Americans. Showed a lot of maturity for a young freshman to be, and was headed to Northwestern, and ended up after some coaching fallout there from the COVID. He came back home to Stillwater and enrolled here at Oklahoma State.
Good escape there by Hoppel to make it 6-3. And speaking of COVID, Panthers coach Doug Schwab said COVID ran through their roster late December. He said, but fortunately, most of them weren't very sick at all. Were just out a few days and then got back into it. So that was good news, as you never know how a program's going to be hit.
We go Carter with a little slide by there, a little shuck, post down on that 2-on-1. Just a nice little subtlety to it, a very mature move. You don't see it, you see it a lot in freestyle.
So a 6-3 lead by Carter. He has 59 seconds riding time, and that promptly goes over a minute as the period starts. Let's see if he's serious about riding again, or if he wants to go back to his feet. He lets him go. So 6-4, 3 takedowns by Carter Young. Still working on it.
Little arm drag there, didn't work.
Hoppel still trying to maybe pick up the pace a little bit. He's given up.
Yeah, he's only a takedown away. Grinding it out here. I'm sure he won't let up.
Can't afford to give up another takedown and give up the 2 to spread it, plus more riding time, because he's already 108 in arrears. 122 left in the period as they start to get a good leg shot by Young.
Nice single. He needs to keep working to the angle if he's going to finish it. But we'll see what his leverage can do here. He has a little bit of a leverage advantage.
Good sprawl by Hoppel.
Keeps his hips down, covers his head with his hips like he should. Make him carry all that weight.
Hoppel bigger in the upper body, more powerfully built. Young, relatively slender at this stage, might, you know, develop more. There's a good shot by Hoppel, and he's got Young scrambling.
Good job of bringing it to his feet, getting up off the mat so that the leverage won't play into it as much.
Hip
but
lock.
he didn't get that finish that you want when you get it high.
And Carter
So
spins out of there.
He lost it.
Threw in a hip lock and yanked that arm out. Hip lock, whizzer, whichever term you prefer. Depends on which part of the country you're in. You hear it called different things.
Still 24 seconds for somebody to work with here. We'll see which one of them.
Big 20 seconds here for either man. It, you know, a takedown would spread it out for Young, or it would tighten it up for Carter. Stall warning against Young, and boy, there's almost 2 for Hoppel. Not yet. 12 seconds left. Suddenly this thing almost turns, and there it is. 2 by Hoppel, and we are tied, plus a stall warning against Young. Wow, did that turn around? As we said, late second period, whoever gets a takedown, it's a big deal. So
good job of grinding it out here, staying aggressive. Carter Young tries kind of a sloppy single there. He was a little out of control.
Went right down to his hands and knees, didn't he?
And because he has that leg, they're not giving the takedown, but there it is. Clears that leg, gets the takedown. We'll see how he does on top. He can
Hopple's
down now.
He's got the riding time under a minute. That's cradle thrown in.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he just didn't push up to his feet, why he was trying to get hand control before he gets to his feet. You don't need to do that. When you should just try to come to your feet.
And he releases Carter. So that makes it 7-6. Carter, a long shot from outside.
Yeah, he's
Doesn't have much there. Buried under there in a stalemate call with 1:23 left. It's getting interesting now.
sure is. Be a great finish here down the stretch.
Carter Young controlled that first period, but Hopple has come right back. Got rid of the riding time, got a take.
That's what you don't want to do is drop down to a knee.
Another.
But if you stay square, you're going to be all right.
Sure.
You're going to probably stalemate this out.
That's two not very good shots he's taken to where he put himself in jeopardy, isn't it? It did Carter Young, and Hopple almost took advantage of that one.
Well, you find yourself in more matches in college than in high school. Generally, a good wrestler is going to find himself a little bit more in advantage over opponents than you do in college. It balances it out as you go up a nice high crotch there. I don't know what he's going to try to do with it. We'll see what kind of finish he looks like. He's just trying to get him to his hip here, pull it in, get him to his hip, maybe cover his cross, but no, he's going through. We'll see who out-scramble. We'll see what the scramble goes from here.
Thought he was going to convert to a double at one point in there, but he couldn't.
A lot of time left, still 29 seconds. We'll just see if they, he got it.
There's two for Young. Wow, big move. Very persistent, patient. Finally got it, so 9-6. Riding time, he could ride out and get a riding point. But he's up 9-6. 8 seconds left. And I think Hopple doesn't have much of a chance here. Time runs out. It'll be 10-6 with 1:01 riding time. Heck of a match, Leroy.
It sure was. Both wrestlers had some great ones. Great wrestlers. Several Hall of Famers.
Well, at 149, Colin Realbuto, the redshirt sophomore from Somers, New York, and a transfer from Brown University, comes out for the Panthers. For Oklahoma State, it's Caden Gefeller. Gefeller's a redshirt senior. He's 8-1, ranked 14th. Realbuto is now 11-5. So Gefeller, obviously the favorite here by ranking, is 14 versus number 33. But you never know. Gefeller from Oklahoma City, standout high school career at Heritage Hall, Oklahoma City.
Realbuto had a brother wrestle at Cornell. In fact, New York. New York family.
They got right out of Somers and went into college wrestling and have done well.
Transferred from Brown to UNI. How about that?
Yeah, and by the way, Somers, New York is S-O-M-E-R-S, so I didn't mean to say they got out in the summers, but they got out of Somers from high school and went into wrestling and have been successful. Looking to be All-Americans. Would like to be with Mr. Realbuto.
Well, both these wrestlers have a little bit of a similar style in that they're agile and can be very explosive with their skills, and before you know it, there's a shot.
Good shot by Realbuto.
Quick.
Feller trying to counter. Has that foot.
Has a good scrambler.
Roll through. Has to hook a leg to save himself. Realbuto working hard trying to get control here. Dive through by
They make
the
great
Feller.
pictures. So I tell you, those shots make great pictures.
They do. Now somebody's in trouble here, but I'm not sure who.
Yeah, we're not sure we're going to see anybody get a takedown, but
They keep moving enough where you can't call a stalemate.
well, that's what's happening more and more with these roll throughs and leg grabs. And I think the rules committee is going to have to study that a little more in the future. A lot of stalemates as a result of those positions. And
Offensive man doesn't really get credit, does he, for making the initial shot.
that's right.
There's even been talk in the past of, you know, if you make the shot and get a takedown, it's 2. If you counter and get a takedown, it should be 1 instead of 2 because you waited till the other man did something. But I don't know. You hear all kinds of theories, and everyone has a different opinion on these things.
They're going back and forth at each other, and we'll see.
20 seconds left.
They're not really getting to the beef yet. They did it early, and so a good scramble.
A lot of good shots and scrambling, not just standing around. 7 seconds left in the period. Duck by Realbuto. Stall warning on Gefeller.
Yeah, he did there.
But he
got behind him.
So no score, but a very active first period. I thought it was Gefeller's choice. Did he defer? I looked down. I might not
Some
have
nice action there.
Yeah.
Gefeller is from Oklahoma City.
At any rate, Realbuto ends up taking the bottom position. And let's see what the own theory is here. Gefeller kind of gave up on the ride fairly quickly, and only about 8 seconds on top. So 1-0 Realbuto. See if the second period on their feet is as active as the first, because there were a lot of fireworks going on there, just no points. You don't mind seeing a 0-0 first period when it was like that one.
And Gefeller has to be careful. He's been given a warning.
Half reach there by Realbuto, and another one maybe trying to get a stall call, not really serious shots. Maybe just try to get the officials' attention. So Gefeller, as you said, has to be aggressive here after having gotten a stalling warning right at the end of the first period almost, so that final few seconds. Under a minute to go in the second. Oklahoma State leading 9-0. Oh, there's a shot by Gefeller.
He didn't come up with it, though, but he's staying down. We'll see. Yeah, there's a nice change-off. Good change-off there.
So 2-1 Gefeller, the takedown with about 38 seconds left in the period, down to 30 now, and quickly out of there is Realbuto, and we're tied at 2. If it stays like this, final 20 seconds, watch the strategy in the third, see if Realbuto tries to ride or just let him up and go for action on his feet again. He's had a little edge on his feet until that takedown by Gefeller.
Well, Gefeller's going to have to get the momentum going a little forward there, or he's going to get called for stalling again. There's a nice little, almost a double attempt, but he ends up with a single, high crotch, crack down, and changed off to a double. So
Gefeller, as you would think, chooses bottom. Let's see the strategy here by Realbuto. Only 16 seconds riding time differential right now. Oops, caution on top. Realbuto moved a little too quickly and showed that he was going to try to ride. Trying to push forward and break him down. Gefeller roll through, working for 2.
Got to get height here and see if he can get his hips. That's where he's really good with those hips in there. Got a reversal. No, he didn't give him the reverse.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. He would have gotten reversed back anyway.
So the riding time is working in the.
It was either going to be 2-2 or 0-0, right? Reverse or nothing. He was close.
Yeah, he could have easily called that a reverse, but he didn't, and he let him follow up.
So we're still knotted at 2, right?
He showed a lot of power there. Did Realbuto coming out of that position. And
riding time not a factor at 12 seconds and climbing for Realbuto. 2-2 on the board. If he can ride that. Oh, here comes Gefeller back turning in.
Gefeller wants those reversals.
He wants a switch.
Oh, I don't don't think he's going to get the escape.
I thought he was going to get one. So does the official. Yes, they're going to give him one, and I think that's the right call. Because he had about 80% of a reverse.
Here you go. Here we are. He's got the double there, and if they go out of bounds there, it's certainly, but then they go down on the mat there. And
so 3-2, riding time 28 seconds in favor of Robuto. So he needs to takedown, try to make that be worth anything. So
I think both wrestlers are going to have a takedown here. One of them are to seal this match.
45 seconds left. Robuto trails by 1. But remember, Gefeller has a stalling warning, so he can't sit back. Glances at the clock, does Gefeller. Coach is encouraging on both sides, saying, go in there and score. Oh. 18 seconds left. Robuto under the gun here, unless there's a stalling call.
Yeah, I think Robuto's really got to pull the trigger here. I know he's.
Gefeller hanging
looks like
in.
He's probably playing for the.
And that'll do it. Gefeller wins it 3-2. Just kind of hung in there the last 30 seconds.
Yeah. I think either one of them are going to have a little bit of an ugly win there, but a win's a win.
So Gefeller wins a tight one. All of them have been tight. Coming back with the 157-pounders. Big 12 now on ESPN+.
It's time for Spin to Win. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Hard Rock Casino Spin to Win. All right, we're going to spin one more time. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to test something's luck. And he gets one night stay at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Congratulations, son.
Arena, we're watching Oklahoma State and Northern Iowa. Last night, number 1 and number 2 battled in Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City. Penn State coming away with a 19-13 victory and a great duel match. A lot of really exciting matches.
It really was. You know, you had number 1, number 2 in several weight classes at 141 with Lee and Ehrman going overtime. Sudden victory to Lee and just up and down the lineup with some great matches.
Great event coming up February 12th down in Arlington, the bout at the ballpark at Globe Life Stadium. Number 2 Iowa versus number 3 Oklahoma State. That'll be 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central Time. Tickets available because it's a huge stadium. So that should be a lot of fun. Of course, the U.S. team is wrestling also at that event. U.S. versus Iran.
Yeah,
Fix will be wrestling in both those matches.
That's the plan.
Well, here we go. Wyatt Sheets comes out for Oklahoma State. Good shot right off the bat by Derek Halslag of Northern Iowa. Didn't get the takedown. He's a junior, 13-6. He's not ranked. Sheets is ranked 13th. Redshirt senior from Stillwell. 8-2 this year.
Work here. Improve.
I think this is going to be another close match.
Well,
Halslag has 13 wins on the season. You know, and pretty good given their lineup.
Sure.
13, 14 wins is the most any of them have.
And we should mention they've wrestled a tough schedule too. They've wrestled Penn State, Virginia Tech, Cornell, Missouri, North Dakota State, which is a ranked team, and of course they've got Oklahoma coming up tomorrow and West Virginia coming up. So
I'm sure Coach Schwab will have them ready for the Big 12, as will Coach Smith.
they also have Wisconsin coming up, their last duel of the season. So they've got a very aggressive schedule. Whoa, good shot there. There's two for Hochschlag.
He got the two. He just got off balance, though. Sheets got a little bit off balance.
So 2-1 after the escape.
Hochschlag was there to pounce on it.
Good move, and he's got the lead, and that's something rare so far. Even though these matches have been close, rarely has a Northern Iowa wrestler actually been in the lead in a match. They had
that was a nice
leg
high
shot.
crotch and single.
There we go. Still no points, but
trying to keep the knee down so that counters out, slips out of it. He showed some good aggression there and quickness. And
so 2-1. Hochschlag with the lead. Oklahoma State leading the duel 12-0 in case you just joined us. 4 straight decisions, all of them close.
Single here. Good counter. Trapping his arm there.
Stack position.
He ought to just throw him off his back there. If you really want to use your hips more. Counter there. Oh, there's the slip.
Caught him right in the middle of it.
Did a nice job of recovering.
So 2-1 Hochschlag, and we're down to 35 seconds left in the period. Sheets had a shot just a bit ago.
There's good
convert.
Shot by Hochschlag.
Comes right back in on the leg.
He gets right back out of there too. He didn't stay under him.
Good thing about most of these first periods today, there has been scoring, and even if there has not, like in that last match, boy, it was a very active first period. It didn't result in points, but nice shot. Nice shot by Sheets, but Hochschlag countering effectively, and the period ends 2-1. Hochschlag hangs on to that lead as we go to the second.
Yeah, that's just using too much momentum and not slowing it down and knowing where to kill that finish. By that I mean, not giving the guy a chance to move anymore, and you have to kind of slow the momentum down.
Sheets quickly up and out, so we're tied at 2. And only 6 seconds riding time, even after the takedown and being on top at the start of the second for Hochschlag. So Sheets was able to fire out of there quickly. And I like the way these guys are being aggressive, though.
They are.
They're both making shots.
Staying in the middle.
Shot by Hochschlag, not there. They're doing a lot of little fakes and feints and then taking some actual real shots too. So they're keeping each other on their toes, no question. White Sheets out Stillwell. And most of you know this, but his father, Mike, was a pretty decent wrestler at Oklahoma State, 2-time national champion. One of the most dominant wrestlers of the 80s in college wrestling.
Yep.
2-2 tie.
We get to see another.
Boy, good shots there.
We see Carr. She's going to be wrestling Carr tomorrow.
Night, Nate Carr. David Carr, the son of Nate Carr, the 3-time NCAA champ. Had a pretty good international career too, didn't he?
He did. 88 Olympian.
Distinguished member, National Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. And he's on our board of governors also, Nate Carr is. He gives back a lot of his time to the sport in different ways. Regional training center coach there at Iowa State, back with his alma mater.
Sheets a shot. Here we go.
left leg.
Counter.
too.
Oh,
Wow, nice counter.
Hochschlag got right out of there. 5 seconds left in the period, so we're going to go to the third, tied at 2. But Hochschlag with the advantage because he has the choice. We assume he'll go bottom. Got some blood maybe? Oh no, he pulled a little bandage or something off. Gave it to the trainer and is ready to go. Chooses bottom.
Yeah, we'll see what if Sheets can work any rides here. Certainly give him an advantage if he can.
Sheets coming off All-America season last year, placing 8th. Despite a really tough knee situation the last half of the year.
Or those big
Braces.
log braces, what I call them. I don't see how he did it.
The only way those would be good for you is if you're allowed to kick the other guy with that leg brace. Sheets hanging in. Hochschlag though turning into him, trying to go for 2 perhaps. He's got one arm trying to get rid of that waist hand. Turns in, stands up, he's out of there. So riding time not going to be a problem for either man so far. 31 seconds for Sheet, 31.9, so we should call it 32, I guess. But 1:12 left in the match, and Hochschlag has the edge, and he makes a nice shot. Here comes Sheets over the top and grabs the foot. How many times have we seen that? Sheets trying to stay out of the takedown right now, goes through the crotch. At figure 4. Doesn't have it around the head, though, does he? Or the throat? It's not an illegal figure 4, is it? Doesn't look like it. That's what Northern Iowa coaches were saying. Illegal figure 4, but I don't think it is. No. Long scramble here. Sheets in trouble for 30 seconds, and finally a stalemate. Doug Schwab just throws his hand toward the officials like go away. He did not like that situation.
Well, not only is he going to have to take him down, he's going to have to hold him down.
33 seconds left.
That is Sheet.
3-2, Hochschlag. Riding time will not be a factor either way. Sheets under the gun to get a takedown. Hochschlag playing a little more cagey now. Sheets in on a leg shot. Can he complete it?
Nice single, but he's really got to get his arm out of there.
Only has 5 seconds left.
He's got his limp arm out of there.
Could not do it.
Yeah, there's the leg. Oh, no.
Almost, but not quite. And Hochschlag hangs on to give the Panthers their first victory of the night, 3-2 over Wyatt Sheets. Another good, exciting, close match. A lot of great scrambles. Wow. Well, we're going to come back with the 165-pounders in Gallagher Arena, 12-3 Oklahoma State. You're watching Big 12 now on ESPN+.
I'm Coach Mike Boynton with Oklahoma State University. With approximately 700 Oklahomans waiting for a life's...
Oklahoma, they won 22-9 down in Norman. So as you can see, the only unbeaten teams technically are Oklahoma State and South Dakota State, although Wyoming hasn't wrestled a Big 12 duel. So Travis Whitlake comes out for the Cowboys, the normal starter. He's had a little nagging injury for a while. And he's, of course, the favorite here as he's ranked at turning All-American, ranked number 6. Coos Bay, Oregon. He's a junior. And Austin Yant is ranked 18th. Junior from Northern Iowa, 10-2 on the year from Waverly, Iowa, as we said earlier. Whitlake on a nice leg shot. Still trying to complete it. Not yet, not yet.
He didn't keep him on his hip there.
Good scrambling there by Yant. Just stay out of that so far. But Whitlake, if he can clear that ankle, he'll have 2. Just hasn't quite done it yet. Now he's got both ankles hooked. Yant, here comes Yant, turns into him, and he almost had 2.
Never had it.
Whitlake turns back into him. Another great scramble. We've seen some good ones. Well, this has been going on for over a minute now, still no points, and a stalemate finally called. And you wonder, Whitlake, you never know about conditioning coming off an injury, even though I think he's been able to work out from what I understand. But nagging injury that he could have wrestled a week ago, but they wanted to give him extra time to get him back to 100% if possible.
Whitlake's controlling the mat there. Good snap down attempt there, but want to come off of it. He'll usually come off those snap downs with a shot.
Well, Yant is ranked 16th. He's had a good solid season so far, and he's hanging in there tough against Whitlake so far.
Waverly, Iowa. It's not very far from Cedar Falls.
Oh, nice ankle pick. I almost had it, but not quite. And about one more of those, and I would think Yant might be in danger of a stalling warning. Blake has been on some shots. Just hasn't been able to complete one yet. Yant in a long scramble almost had two himself off of Whitlake's shot in the first period. 20 seconds left in the period. No score. Oklahoma State leads the duel 12-3. That'll do it. No score in the first. And it is Choice, he's bottom.
Whitlake's not known for a rider necessarily. He's gotten better, but he
lets him go.
Lets him go here when he gets to his feet.
Very skillful on his feet, and he's back in on another shot. If he keeps this up, he at least could probably earn a stalling.
I don't know why he doesn't bear hug him there.
Trip tried by Whitlake.
Double underhooks, going to a bear hug.
And
that's would be a natural progression.
Referee signals them off, but no stalling warning.
Don't see that many upper body moves in college wrestling these days. We did last night, though. I'll tell you, there was some heavyweight. They locked up. Iowa wrestler.
Cassiope.
He controlled the balance on that fall, that takedown from body lock.
So just a minute left the second, still no score. Yant hasn't really fired a shot. There's a little half shot right as I said that, but not really a serious attempt. Whitlake halfway for the ankle pick. Just hasn't been able to quite get in there. 45 seconds left.
Referee's going to let him wrestle.
It's going to let him go the way they're going. 30 seconds left. Still no score in the second period. Whitlake, of course, really good leg shots. There's one. Now he's got Yant scrambling, but here we go. Dive through, grab the leg.
He just leaves his body where the other guy can counter.
No two yet.
Here we go. We got a little scramble. He gets his hand out.
Time runs out before either man can get anything. So 1-0 the score after two periods. Yant with the lead. The early second period escape. Whitlake chooses bottom to start the third. Now does Yant try to ride? Whitlake wasn't all that interested in riding when he was on top. Whitlake to his feet, trying to peel off that waist hand.
Hands are locked. Drops down to a knee to try to get the hands unlocked and get hand control. Legs come in.
Went back into him. Of course, you got to be careful underneath, working for the reverse. Whoa. That was not a near fall, was it?
No.
What was that? Oh,
He was
given the count.
He was counting once.
And Whitlake rolling and rolling, but not having much luck. Yant hanging on, doing a good job. He's up to 30 seconds riding time. Whitlake gets him almost off the mat, and they're off with
Whitlake's
1:14
doing a
to
good
go.
job of riding.
40 seconds riding time for Yant.
Or I mean, Yant's doing a good job of riding. He
Certainly is.
puts those legs on, and he knows what to do. And on the other hand, Whitlake's got to pop up and get off the mat with hand control. And you can't do it in a tripod.
Now he said top man, but he signaled caution green on Whitlake, so I'm a little confused on that. But caution against Whitlake, jumping the whistle. 1:12 to go. Riding time getting serious, up to
Hand
45
control,
seconds.
And he doesn't get his hips out. Oh.
Riding time at 50 seconds. Trying to get rid of the hands. 58 seconds riding time, and it's at a minute. So Yant has got the riding time.
Period here.
Whitlake trying to turn
Big
into
move.
him, and oh, they go off just as Whitlake was
Not
in a really good
out.
position. I thought they might score one there, but no.
There we go with a little cartwheel. They may have been out of bounds. His foot was up. His foot was up off the ground. Then it came back down. So could have been a good call by the ref.
So riding time 1:12 and climbing with 40 seconds left. Whitlake not able to get away. Yant just hanging on for dear life, doing a great job. Whitlake still trying to get out of there. Can't seem to get him draped off of him. Whitlake turns into him again. He has no luck. 17 seconds left. Riding time is locked up. So he's got to have a reverse to send it to overtime, and he's not going to get it, it doesn't look like. Can't clear the hands.
Big upset.
4 seconds left. And Yant rides it out with 1:53 riding time, and that escape in the second period. He wins it 2-0 and makes the score 12-6 as Northern Iowa creeps a little closer. Good job by Yant. Number 16 upsets number 6. We'll be back with the 174-pounders, a guy just getting back into it when we come back. Welcome back to Gallagher-Iba Arena, and Northern Iowa has kept the deficit from 12-0 to 12-6 with a pair of tight victories, 3-2 and 2-0. So it's 12-6. Now we have a guy coming out for the Panthers who's trying to get back into the swing of things. He is Lance Runyon, redshirt freshman from Pleasant Hill, Iowa, out all year with injury until last week. He came back and wrestled his first match of the season. He did win that match. So he's in the rankings by Intermat at number 21. A little surprising since he hadn't wrestled all year. But he's got a tough opponent today in Oklahoma State's Dustin Plott, who has looked good, has been healthy, and has been rolling along pretty much, and is now up to number 8 in the Intermat rankings. And he'll go out against Runyon today. So technically, they're both unbeaten, even though Runyon's only wrestled one match, and Plott goes to work on a leg immediately. Plott from Tuttle, a sophomore. He's 9-0, and there's 2 for Plott right off the bat. And a strong put down to get him back to the mat.
One of the better takedowns of the night for a Cowboy.
So 2-1 after the escape there by Runyon.
Goes in, get that single, gets it high, gets it even higher, gets him off balance, then redrops him.
Yeah, that was a pretty strong, aggressive return to the mat, wasn't it?
Sure was.
So 2-1 by Plott, only on top 13 seconds before Runyon's escape. Again, if Runyon could pull the mild upset here, this would be a 3-point duel at the time. And at 184, Northern Iowa's favored. 197, you have a pair of backups wrestling. At heavyweights, neither man is highly ranked. So there's some very iffy matches coming down the stretch here.
Sure is. And you know, where you had a NCAA champ in the lineup, you were still felt a little safe.
You figured you would
definitely safer.
Figured you would dominate there, but now you've got backup versus backup at 197. As Glazer from Northern Iowa is not wrestling today. Not sure why. I thought he was going to, but he's their starter. Of course, his record was under 500. There's a good leg shot by Mr. Runyon. Plott trying to hang on there. And here we go. Stack position. Grab a foot. And see what happens.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have a foot.
Yeah, that time.
But he got his balance there, and that was good. That was nice.
Got out of there relatively easily.
Yeah, I thought Runyon would find a way there.
Runyon's a good size 174 pounder.
He is.
He's tall and he's not skinny. 35 seconds left in the period. 2-1. Plott. Really quick early takedown. The best chance since then has been the shot by Runyon. Under 20 seconds. Short time, big time for someone to score.
Yeah, but I don't, you know, Plott has decided not to use that 30-second clock to his advantage.
The time runs out, still 2-1. It is Plott's choice. He chooses bottom. He only had 13 seconds riding time after the takedown. So here we go. Let's see what Runyon's strategy is. And he brings him back to the mat, so he acts like he's serious about riding. Plott to his feet. Trying to turn in as he stands.
Got the hand, well, no.
Peels that waist hand off momentarily.
Working side to side, leaning heavy, keeps jamming him. Good job of moving around on him. There's a nice job of shoving the hand down and getting your hips out.
So 3-1 Plott after the escape. Riding time just 13 seconds now in favor of Runyon. It was 13 in favor of Plott starting the period. Still a lot of time left in this period. 1:15 left in the period.
Plott needs to work his hands more, use his hands to post him, and use his.
Oh, a double leg. Nope,
Yeah,
not there.
A little bit more of a setup there. Pull, snap down, and then if he doesn't go down, you go under. Fireman's. He's got a nice near arm far leg.
So
Underhook now.
35 seconds left in the period. Still tight, 3-1 Plott, but of course there's another shot by Plott.
To a single.
Final 20 seconds, they're locked up. Nobody's going anywhere right now.
Oh, he's got a cradle and back point. This
Huge move
This
by.
would be a big swing.
Oh, a huge move. He's almost pinned. 3 seconds left, too.
Yep.
Well, he's pinned with 1 second left
Wow.
in the second period. A pin, and this duel is tied at 12. Wow. In 4:59, the pin, I started to say reverse. He never was taken down. Put him on his back and got the pin. A huge win for Lance Runyon. Just his second match back.
There.
And Plott fought it, but couldn't get it done. We're tied going to 12th. Cowboys have Bucknell coming in February the 18th. So a lot of really good matchups coming these next few weeks. And of course, Northern Iowa is having some good matchups today, rallying after being down 12-0 and getting the big upset pin at 174. That was huge, and we're tied. And you know, if you just go by rankings and stuff, Northern Iowa is a slight favorite here, and 197 is back up against backup in heavyweight. There's nobody highly ranked on either team.
That's right.
So anybody could win these last three
this
matchups.
match is up for grabs, and Northern Iowa's favored here.
Right. This is Puckett Keckeisen for Northern Iowa. He's ranked 4th nationally. He's had a great season already. And he's a guy you don't want to have to mess with. But, of course, Dakota Gears ranked 9th for Oklahoma State, returning All-American. And Keckeisen is too, of course. So these guys should have a good battle. It was a tight one that Keckeisen won last year. And he is from Glendale, Wisconsin. 14-1 this year, ranked 4th. Dakota Gear, redshirt senior, 9-1 from Franklin, Pennsylvania. Transferred in from Edinboro a few years ago. Keckeisen has only lost 2 matches in his 2 seasons of wrestling. Both close losses. Both to Aaron Brooks of Penn State, the national champion last year. A 1-point loss and a 2-point loss. So he's the real deal.
Yeah, he is.
And again, he's a slight favorite here, no question.
Gears, a seasoned veteran. He's obviously paid his dues and works very hard. He's a hard wrestler. He'll be wrestling 3 periods.
One of the things John Smith looked to see from him, there's an ankle pick, was to be more aggressive in the first period. He tends to give up a takedown in the first period instead of scoring one. Working on it here, but nothing yet. But he did get in on a good leg shot. Uh-oh, Keckeisen held his hand to his face like he was hurt. Knee, perhaps, getting an awkward position. I couldn't tell. So no score as Gears' shot doesn't pay off. Now Keckeisen looked so good, I thought, at the Big 12 and national tournament last year. He just really came on.
Nice
There's a
single.
shot. Nice shot. Gears
Really
scramble.
moving well. Yeah, you don't want to turn that way.
There's 2. Good job by Keckeisen. He gets the 2. He's up 2-0. Less than a minute to go in the first. Escaped by Gear. This will be a battle. And now you would think starting the day, you would say, boy, it'd be nice for Gear if he could pull a little upset and win that one to move up in the rankings. Now you're saying if you're Oklahoma State, it'd be nice for him to win to give Oklahoma State a better chance to win the duel. I don't think anybody thought it would be this way, but here comes Keckeisen again.
Oh, just physical. Good attacks.
4-1 Keckeisen. He's starting off strong. Last year in the NCAA tournament, he beat numbers 5, 6, and 7 seeds. Lost to number 1 Brooks, as we said, in a tight match.
Well, he's got great motion. He's got great length, leverage. He moves well.
He's got Gear in trouble at 4-1 with only 6 seconds left in the period. Again, another one of those late period takedowns where you don't give the man much time to escape. And it'll be 4-1 going to the second. Keckeisen choice. He chooses bottom. Said his losses to Aaron Brooks, 6-4 in the NCAA tournament in the semis last year. In the Big 12, he had a couple of tight victories, but a 5-3 victory over Tate Samuelson of Wyoming in the finals.
I remember a couple of years ago, I think Oklahoma State went up to Northern Iowa and got beat in a duel. And so that helped him
Gear in
back
a shot.
in the conference, but yeah, he got a little lost there and just
Wow,
fought it
he's
off.
just controlling this match so easily.
Just a little more physical, showing his physical abilities here.
So the score 7-1 now for the Panther. And Oklahoma State has dominated Northern Iowa in the series 28-3, and at home especially.
He's trying to lock up another cradle.
This is the first time, if this should go Northern Iowa's way. Oklahoma State's never lost to Northern Iowa in Gallagher. Escape by Gear, 7-2. 47 seconds left in the second.
He's got the foot. He's trying to get the.
Oh, when he gave up the foot, that was it, wasn't it?
Yep. He's getting overpowered. What's happening in this match?
And Gear in on a leg again. But let's see if it goes better for him this time than it did last time. Doesn't look like it. There's 2 for Keckeisen, and it's 9-2 as he's just rolling along. 20 seconds left in the second. And he has 1:16 riding time. What I thought would be a good, solid, pretty close match has not turned out that way at all.
No, he's on a mission. Keckeisen.
Rides out the second, 9-2.
I don't think he just wants to be an All-American. There we go, scrambling out. He just overpowers him, getting his ankles out of there. He just doesn't hang on. He's Oklahoma State showing not showing the grit to grind it out. Several of these matches.
Thought for a moment Keckeisen was going to hook up a cradle. He's trying to there, but didn't quite have it. Gear just hasn't had anything go for him. Everything he's tried, he's been countered out of it, plus Keckeisen's scored on shots of his own. So he has the 4 takedowns. He's been working for an escape. He gets it, but that just makes it 9-3. Riding time is close to being cinched. counter, taken down again, and that makes it 11-3. That cousin just powered right through it.
He did. He is overpowering him.
Riding time is cinched. It's 11-3 on the board, so you're looking at a 9-point major decision right now, counting the riding time.
And I honestly not sure that there's another wrestler in this weight that could do this to Dakota Gear. That's a credit to Keckeisen.
His ability. Down to 30 seconds. Dominating performance by Keckeisen, coming on the heels of a dominating pin by Lance Runyon. So suddenly, 1, 2, 3. This is 4 straight victories for Northern Iowa. Last 15 seconds, riding time over 3 minutes. And the Panthers enjoying a big win here as he rides out to make it 12-3 with the riding time, the major decision. And suddenly, this match is 16-12 in favor of the Panthers. And okay, Northern Iowa and Oklahoma State bringing out backups at 197. You're watching Big 12 now on ESPN+. There for Oklahoma State, the national champion A.J. Ferrari, involved in an auto accident Monday night, recovering from his injuries. Out indefinitely, not sure when he'll be back. And of course, how that affects this duel. He would be a heavy favorite here, and probably even a favorite to get bonus points, but they don't have him. So Gavin Sticka comes out. He's from Creston, Ohio. Has wrestled mostly open tournaments this year. In fact, all his matches, I think, are. And he is 11-3. John Gunderson out for the Panthers. We thought we were going to see Noah Glazer. Glazer is 7-10. Gunderson from Baraboo, Wisconsin, actually has a better record. He's 8-3, but it's all been in open tournaments, so not the tough dual meet competition against ranked teams. So this is anybody's match right here.
Yeah, I don't know Gunderson's history with his weight, but OSU wrestler is a 84-pounder moved up.
So this will really affect Oklahoma State's chances now, you know, going into this one. By rankings, you didn't think not having Ferrari would be that big of an issue, but Northern Iowa came to play today, especially at 174 and 184 and 165. They upset All-American Travis Whitlake.
Well, it's a big loss to not have it's not just a national champion in your lineup, but he's a motivational force for the whole team.
Well, they're going to have to get some motivation from Gavin Sticka, S-T-I-K-A, in his first dual match, I believe, this year. Again, wrestling open tournaments, as the backups tend to do. They want to get in matches as much as possible, and that's the best way to do it. Find those open tournaments, wrestle in them just to get match experience in.
Yeah, but motivational force, what I'm saying there too is not just, you know, he encourages his fellow teammates, and does A.J. Ferrari, and he talks positive about winning.
Right.
And not just wrestlers, every team here on campus at Oklahoma State.
Shot there by Gunderson, but quick sprawl by Sticka. No damage. 43 seconds left in the period. That was really the first pretty decent attempt. Feeling each other out. And you got to wonder about both these guys. They know they're in a pressure spot. They've never been in it before. They've never had the team sitting on their shoulders saying, hey, you can carry us off the mat in victory. Especially for Northern Iowa, if they win here, it's over. They'd have a 7-point lead.
That's right.
So this is huge for Northern Iowa to win this one. to get their first ever victory in Gallagher-Iba Arena. So Sticka's got kind of the weight of the world on him because he's got to go out there and do his best, no score, and they're saying we don't need much, just go win. But these coaches are smart. They know just to encourage their guys, say, hey, go out and wrestle your best. Here's the things you've been focusing on in workouts. Just go out there and wrestle your best and everything will be okay. Start worrying about series and all that stuff. Sticka chooses down. It's a caution for jumping the whistle.
Well, it's just great that, you know, they've got guys that they can pull out of the lineup. They can go a full match. Nice escape to a right back to a low single. Just got to get his feet free, but there again, Oklahoma State leaves her legs back on their finishes.
Still no takedown. Sticka the escape and the shot, but nothing yet. Trying to turn.
Got to get his hips around here. Looks like he's getting in a better position here. He got it.
There's two.
That was just agility.
Big move for Sticka to take a 3-0 lead.
He's giving away a little weight and power. Here we go. In between the legs, gets his hips around here. He's in a good position to just sprawl out there as he did and finish it up. Good takedown. Wow. Good scramble, good finish.
And brings him back to the mat.
Oh, looks like he was going to try a little Granby there. Big guys doing some lightweight wrestling. And you see that a lot now, even in the heavyweights.
By the way, the record book shows they've met here 15 times. So Oklahoma State's 15-0 against the Panthers in Gallagher-Iba.
Oh, he doesn't want to get it caught in a Granby though, which is Peterson, which is what he was trying to do there.
And
it's going to give him this escape.
It's out of there, but 3-1 lead for Sticka. Now, these final 40 seconds here are really important in this period. Can Sticka score and spread it out, or can Gunderson score and tie it up and have the down position starting the third? So very important.
Well, Sticka's a little shorter, so he's going to be a little harder to get under. You would hope if he stays in his stance. And I think that's what he's trying to do. He's anticipating. He doesn't want to give up his legs.
15 seconds, 3-1 Sticka. Has 29 seconds riding time.
Gunderson's shown he's got a double. He's dropped down and tried to get the single.
A little bit bigger, and he's pushing into Sticka, but nothing happening. So 3-1 Sticka going to the third period. All on the line here for Oklahoma State for sure. They have to win this match. And Northern Iowa's not all on the line, but they could sure put it away. Even if they don't win, they've still got the shot at heavyweight. Sticka brings him back to the
down.
mat.
Should do a little ankle pick there. There's the roll again. Keeps the knee under. He ought to be grabbing wrist. There you go.
45 seconds riding time.
Looking for needs there you go. Need the wrist. Need a jam. Tight waist.
Riding time hits
Got
a
to watch
minute.
the tight waist with a roller. Gunderson's getting a little stressed. You can see. But this should be a great finish here.
So 3-1
Plenty of time.
with 1:23 left. A lot of time for a lot of things to happen in this period, even though Sticka does have riding time. But
there's the roll.
Uh-oh, watch out. Here we go here. Gunderson trying to come back and roll through. Probably a stalemate coming here unless something happens.
Don't want to let the foot get loose here. Uh-oh. Call a stalemate.
They call. 1:03 left. 3-1 Sticka. Riding time at 1:27.
Isn't it great? Got these
Oh, yeah.
young guys, and the fans are all yelling for him, and he gets his chance here. And could be a great opportunity for Gavin Sticka to help the team inch their way closer to a possible win.
Riding time is 6, so it's 4-1. 40 seconds left.
Snatches that leg up. He's still got control. There's no reason to be doing too much here. Stay on the mat, eat up the clock.
Drops him right back to the mat.
Got a double there.
25 seconds. Sticka with a 3-point lead. You can give up a reverse, but don't give up a reverse or an escape and takedown, because you got a 3-point
He's got
lead.
a 4-1 lead.
21 seconds remaining. Gavin Sticka trying to ride like a cowboy and bust a bronco, or a panther in this case. Trying to
I
get up
can't
off the legs.
remember. Does Sticka have a warning? Has he been warned yet?
No, I don't think so. There's a warning right there for not coming up off the legs, but only 4 seconds left.
Wow, what a win.
Sticka hangs on to him. 1 second. It's over. Sticka wins it. 4-1. With 2:29 riding. Northern Iowa has had a great schedule this year. They've wrestled a lot of tough ones. They've got Oklahoma tomorrow. They still have West Virginia, Air Force, Iowa State, number 7, Wisconsin, number 10. They've had a loaded schedule. And today they've been loaded for bear against a tough schedule as they lead this duel. 16-15 going into the heavyweight and final match. They bring out Tyrell Gordon. He's 9-10, and he is a sophomore from a place in Iowa called Waterloo, who they've put out a few good wrestlers in Waterloo.
Yes, they have.
For Oklahoma
West
State.
Waterloo.
Luke Serber's ranked 30th in the rankings right now, and he is from Tuttle, and he's 8-3. So all the marbles. This is for all the marbles right here.
Well, just not West Waterloo. A couple of those high schools there put out some great wrestlers.
Yeah. And actually, Gordon's from East.
Yeah, okay.
So a guy named Gable wrestled
West.
Waterloo West. Serber very aggressive. By the way, ironic.
This is going to be a great match.
We always talk about the weigh-ins at heavyweight because sometimes the size differences. Both of these guys weighed in at 221 today. Both of them.
Wow.
So there's no weight advantage. That's pretty unusual. I don't know if I've seen them be within a couple of pounds of each other, but whoa, watch it. Oh, everybody in the third row move back. Almost crushed the pom-pom girl there as Serber got pushed way back. Gordon, an aggressive counter to Serber's move. So this is big stuff here. And you know, Northern Iowa's guys, most of them are all standing up. They can't sit on the bench, and Oklahoma State's guys are too.
They came in here a significant underdog and got a chance to win this duel.
Well, when you're unranked versus number 3, that's a significant underdog, as you said. No score. And they'll go back to
But it doesn't surprise me. Schwab's a great coach and great program, great tradition and heritage, legacy there.
Shot by Serber, blocked easily by Gordon. 1:35 left in the period. Still feeling each other out a bit. I'm guessing Gordon was probably not a heavyweight in high school, just like Serber was not. He was 174 when he came here, and he's gotten bigger. And of course, when they thought he had a chance to be their heavyweight, they've tried to bulk him up. They'd like for him to be bigger, and so would Northern Iowa like for Gordon to be bigger, I'm sure.
Well, as you know, Serber won his state championship as a senior in high school at 152
pounds, right. So he's 69 pounds bigger today.
And they tried to build him up into 97 heavyweight. So he's been on that training program.
Seafood diet, eat everything you see.
And lift.
Yes, and lift. So 34 seconds left in the first. Still no score, and nobody's really come close to scoring. They're moving well. They're not just standing and pushing and shoving. It's just no one's had a real good shot.
Well, when Serber does decide to shoot, you'll see some finesse. He can move. He can get on his knees. He can attack. He can penetrate. I'm surprised he hasn't really taken a chance yet, a shot yet.
5 seconds. Looks like they'll go scoreless in the first. Now on the mat, it's going to be really crucial. Who can get the riding time? Who can get an escape? Serber's choice chooses bottom. So let's see what happens here. What kind of a rider Gordon is. Serber's been good on bottom, especially when not faced with much larger opponents. You know, they can.
Both these guys put on another 20 pounds of, you know, and as upperclassmen, they're going to be good-sized heavyweights here in another year or two.
Good return by Gordon. Serber back to his feet.
Get the hand control. No, hands locked. There's a roll out the back door towards wherever. He's got to keep his. This is where. No,
coming close, but
better
not
off
quite
getting
there.
off the mat. Getting a new start. Can't get his leg out. Better off getting off the mat, I think. Gosh, why did they let him hang on to those legs?
Oh, stall warning red.
And that's not just him. That's the rule.
Yeah.
They just let him hang on legs now.
Well, 39 seconds riding time so far for Gordon. Gordon sat there like he needed a couple of deep breaths and messed with his shoe and sock a little bit. That might have taken some zing out of him. I don't know. He looked very active on top at first. So stall warning, that could be big later in this match. Serber back to his feet.
Oh, no hand control though. He's doing a good job on top, riding. I don't know why he stopped.
Stalemate called. Riding time at 55 seconds for Gordon.
Wow.
Of course, if he just gets barely over a minute, Serber gets out, then Serber would have some time to build or get some of that time off of there in the third, unless Gordon chooses neutral, which might not be a bad idea if he's got riding time. Back to his feet.
I'll really try a standing switch or something.
Probably back to the mat. Riding time's at 106 with 52 seconds left. Picks him up, drives him off. So a effective ride by Gordon, not a punishing ride, but very effective. He's up to 114.
Second period.
46 seconds left in the period. 114 riding time for Tyrell Gordon. Trying to bring Northern Iowa one of the biggest dual victories in years.
Oh, ref is letting him wrestle.
Serber has just had no answer there. 30 seconds and under. Been able to get to his feet, but not get away.
Took some gas out of him. Tough to get up and be broken down like that, but got to hand it to Gordon for picking him up and re-dropping him like that.
5 seconds up
over
again.
and over.
Back to the mat, and he rides it out. So 2 minutes riding time on the board actually says 159.7. They need to add that 3/10 on there. You never know, it could be important. And Gordon, of course, had that stalling warning early in the period. Yeah, he went the rest of the period not getting another point. Yeah, they're making him correct the riding time. It's only 3/10 of a second, but you never know. Somebody could end up with 59.9 tenths, 59.9 seconds.
There we go. You got the 2 minutes on there
So
for him.
here's my question. Does Serber try to ride him out or does he let him go?
I think he's going to try to ride him out.
And if you're having no luck getting a
But
turn,
that was a nice pop-up.
Now he lets him go. So 1-0. Gordon plus the riding time. So Serber's got to go score. He has
Got
no
it set.
choice.
Yep.
Ooh, good ankle pick.
Got to be a little tired from being ridden out.
Good
2
ankle
minutes.
pick there. It hasn't
We'll see.
scored
Looky
yet.
here. He needs to get his foot. Seems to be in the wrong place, but he's
Trying to
managing.
clear that foot. Trapped underneath. Gordon just hanging on. Probably a stalemate. There it is. And he burned 47 seconds of this period already. So
Serber's now got to start showing some offense.
Yep.
He's got to really get close, not be at a distance, as close as he can, and try to finish his shots.
Good job by Gordon to take a shot too, because he had a stalling warning. He showed some aggressiveness. Serber still looking for a shot. Gordon being a little more cagey now with only 45 seconds left and riding time is cinched. Gordon, a good shot there. Here comes Serber trying to counter.
Yep. I don't think he's going to eat up the clock here. He's got a good lock. You can see he's not going to let go of that lock.
30 seconds
He had
left.
such a good redrop.
29 seconds left, and
Strong grip.
Tyrell Gordon's in control of this duel right now.
Now he's got to try to get to a leg and finish. Does Serber.
And holding down. He can't
Yeah.
give up the escape.
Now you're better off now to hold him down in a short clock. There's I got the end of the ankle. Got to the ankle.
16 seconds left, and Gordon hanging on.
He got
Serber
it. That's
turns
a
it
takedown. Oh,
Not
no.
yet. Oh, he lost the leg. 5 seconds, and Gordon's going to
Yeah.
hang on and win this duel for Northern Iowa. 2-0, the
Yeah,
final.
he did.
19-15. The Panthers upset third-ranked Oklahoma State. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, Oklahoma State threw the challenge, Britt, thinking they had the
Challenge
two.
for the takedown.
So we do have this challenge before it's official. I didn't see the brick come out at first. I was looking at Northern Iowa starting to celebrate. So what do you think? What chances are there this will be reversed?
Well, I doubt that it will, simply because with his leg being straight like that, if he could have possibly bent it forward and maybe grabbed a wrist to